NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
This one fielded at the 5. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And incomplete to open things up.
This defense for the Dolphins, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes to the essence of football.
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. This one caught by Davis. And he gets this up across the 35 before it's out. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
14 yards is the pickup there at a Jet first down.
They'll run for the first time with Breece Hall, down to about the 45.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Hall again on second down.
Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Back to throw here.
He has a man. It's complete to Wilson. Garrett Wilson with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Jets will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight.
Gold with the extra point. It's now a 7-0 game. So this drive spans 7 plays.
And Garrett Wilson capped things off with a touchdown grab. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10
at their own 22. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
Now he's going to let it go deep, back over the middle. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And now a whistle and a timeout called by the kicking team. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Jets are going to take possession of the football.
But that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep your defense honest.
You mean or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
2nd and 6.
And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There's a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin.
sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass in the first drive. He comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
They'll set up to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
The kick by Gold is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you get the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach turned his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
So Miami coming out for their second drive. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. He's going to try and go deep again. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen one touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
And going deep for Hill. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
And he'll be out right at the 35. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. The Dolphins at 9-1 on the year. They've been as hot as anyone. The win last week makes it 9 out of 10.
And partner, to me, this is a team that no matter what the matchup, they're up for the fight. They are really suited for the postseason the way they're playing right now, and I would not want to face them come playoff time.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. From midfield, here's Tua. They're going deep for Hill. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
He did a fine job there not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 21. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. The lines move there, look like nobody open, now 2nd down.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. Out to the right here to Wilson. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now they run. It's Mason. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. Looking to pass. Tua. And that is incomplete here.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well. So give some credit to the defense.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit.
Sanders' kick is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And he'll take it out to the 25. And the Jets set to take the field.
And they enter play here in this one on a 2-game win streak, plus they come off the open week as well. So this is a team that has a lot of things working in their favor.
Oh, it certainly is, and let's face it, this team is playing so well. The worry now is that after a few extra days off, they'll be sluggish coming into this game. So I've heard that he spent more time in practice working what they call good versus good, starting offense versus starting defense. They want a fast start in this next game.
18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a 1st down.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hall.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll look to throw. And this one is incomplete. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. They're going to look to throw. And that is incomplete.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield, because nowadays
Pressure comes and the Dolphins block it. Now it's scooped up and this is a live football. And he will score. Touchdown, Miami. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Dolphins are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Partners, you well know every block punt wasn't necessarily a called block. Sometimes the guy just finds his way back there. Doesn't matter. The play happens, and that one turned into 6 points because they handled it so well after the block.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and we are even at 10 apiece. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
Back on offense, New York gets set to take over.
And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away.
Watch out for Hill on the return. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it'll be Dolphin football.
The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half. And they've got a little over 40 seconds to work with if they want to try to put something together.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. He's got Mason complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
Working with a 2nd and 3.
Tua sets up to pass it. He finds his man complete. That's Mason. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. Throw left side complete. That's Mason. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Give him 6 yards in the first down. Here's Tua. That's caught by the Notre Dame man. It's Durham Smythe. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that'll bring up second down. Tua setting up shop to throw again. Completes it to the tight end Smythe. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and continue this midseason contest. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3.
This one fielded at the 5.
Oh, good return up past the 30.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10
at the 34. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And going deep for Hill. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
On play action, here's Tua. And going deep for Hill. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 66 yards.
And the Dolphins have taken the lead.
Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches, and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. That's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long, man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes it a 17-10 score. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half.
Well, Charles, you and I said at intermission, feels like we're set up for a good second half. Well, the other side scored. Now it's up to them to answer. How do they respond here with their first drive of the second half?
Well, bottom line is they just saw the ball go in the end zone against their defense, and they saw what good offense looks like. They believe they've got a good offense as well. Run the best plays you've got to the top performers you have and try to move that ball down the field for an answering score.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Back to throw. And that's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. Here's the Jets punter now. Remember, though, he did have one blocked earlier. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense. They were winners last week defeating the Raiders, and right now they're in the driver's seat here as they start off 1st and 10. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. He finds his man, complete. It's Mason. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
Certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off, and the Jets are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
Well, NFL quarterbacks have learned the hard way. You're not going to get rich throwing against this guy. He's definitely too good. And this is now his second interception of the ball game. And if I'm running the offense, I've got to tell my guys, you've got to go work on the other corner.
And he is going to lose yardage here.
On 2nd down, a run with Hall.
Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level. Make sure that
the Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Emmanuel Ogbah able to record his 5th sack of the season.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sack.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback.
Miami's offense set and ready to go. Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the...
He's got a man complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. As he was shuffling right out of the pocket. A shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go, right? When he was flush from the pocket, a lot of times you see him, eyes will drop, ball will get tucked, and he takes off, becomes a running back. But as you noted, stayed alive as a passer, tremendous body control, and a pretty good arm there, too.
Sanders now to add the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. So the drive there, they went 80 yards in 3 plays.
And it was finished off by a Jalen Waddle touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play. Multiple plays that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
They'll run with Hall.
And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. That one goes for 8 yards. One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter, and find their way open.
Well, they go with a slant that time, 15 yards and a first down. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency.
Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted.
Picked up by Javon Holland.
And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 and a Dolphins touchdown.
That was the first turnover forced by the defense in this ball game, CD.
And what's even better is when they finally forced one, they kept this one up and able to return it for a score. They can hear the defensive coaches saying to them, hey, getting the interception's great. Can you do more with it? Turn it into a big play. And they did exactly that.
Sanders on for the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
From the 6. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The offense for the Jets ready to take over. They were coming off the extra week of rest. It really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this 4th quarter. They'll set up the screen for Hall.
And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away. Throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
Corey Davis, the intended receiver, but now it's 3rd down.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Moore.
And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Uzomah. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 43. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Wilson's got it complete.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
You got the big lead defensively. willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy.
They'll go for it. It's Hall.
And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Dolphins' defense is able to hold. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. The drive begins with Mason, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And bringing it in, it's Davis. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Back to throw now on 1st down. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. They'll look to throw here. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Back to throw again. Open man here is Conklin. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10.
This pass out wide to Hall.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They'll look to throw again.
That pass complete to Moore.
And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 40. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And he completes it to Wilson.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second